What's going on, everybody? Josh Pocock here, and in today's video we're going to be looking at a scalable, free, and self-hosted PaaS platform as a service, Caprover. All right, you can use this as an alternative to Vercel, Heroku, and many other platforms such as Coolify and Dokploy, some other free self-hosted alternatives that we covered on this channel. Let's dive right into it. All right, so Caprover, link for this will be in the description, previously known as Captain Duck Duck. Here is the actual website. So first off, if you're not familiar with some of the other videos I did, such as Coolify's video and Caprover, they are all same as, sorry, not Caprover, Dokploy, and now Caprover. They are all marketed more as like alternatives to things like Vercel, Heroku, Netlify, etc. So if you want to save hundreds or thousands on these expensive tools, then these are different solutions you may want to look into. And if you are considering one of them, I would definitely recommend as well checking out my Coolify video as well as my Dokploy video, and it will give you a sense of maybe which one's best for your specific use case. All right, so now Dokploy and Coolify both use a few different similar things, such as traffic, or they can be used as well, configured for Coolify with Caddy. Caprover uses Nginx and Docker Swarm and a few other things, but here is their website. Who should care about this? Kind of gives you the why you should potentially use this. If you don't like using expensive services like Heroku, Azure, etc., and enjoy the power of Docker and Nginx without having to learn them or deal with their setting scripts to make things work. All right, so and then enjoys a platform where installing MySQL, Mongo, and etc. on their service is done by selecting from a drop-down. So any language, SSL, one-click apps, easy deploy, simple interface, fully customizable, cluster-ready, increased productivity. So Caprover at a glance, root server, install, set up your server from your client, deploy, then deploy your, for example, WordPress. Use web dashboard to create cluster of nodes by attaching more servers. Control your apps, enable free HTTPS with one click, monitor their CPU and RAM usage. Okay, Caprover architecture at a glance. So yeah, here we have all right, Caprover, Nginx, let's encrypt, port 443, 480, right, to end user, and then PHP app, Java app, whatever app you're using. All right, so all you really do to get started, and they do have a Slack group I see here. They also, of course, have a GitHub right here. Okay, so you can check this out, read more info on it. CLI for automating and scripting, web GUI, no lock-in. All right, and like I said, this is an alternative to Coolify, right, and as well as Dokploy, and I did do 2 videos on each of these tools, so definitely check those out as well, because those are really great tools. But let's go ahead and simply to get started, and you can see here, just so we know, the password is Captain 42. Okay, no, this is for the live demo. So they do have a live demo as well on their website, but we'll just actually go ahead and install this. So to do so, we just go ahead and scroll down and click get started now. Once we do that, a couple ways you could install it. Here they give a simple method of just using DigitalOcean and creating a droplet, and I think they give some $100 free credit once you sign up for like 2 months. We're not going to do it that way. We're just going to install it on our server. Okay, so there's a few things you'll need as prerequisites: a domain name, All right, a server, public IP, server specs, goes over the server specs, Docker. So you're gonna need to install Docker if you don't have it already. Just go to their Docker help docs and install that if you don't. All right, configure firewall. So some server providers have strict firewall to disable firewall on Ubuntu. So you can use this to allow the specific ports if needed. This is a fresh server, so I don't even think. Let me just clear here. I don't even think we have the firewall. Okay, I guess maybe we do. So Caprover installation. So once you do all that, we're just going to run this command right here. Very simple. And if you've seen the video on Coolify and Dokploy, you'll know that to install those tools, it's very simple. It's just running one simple command. So let's see. Oops. Guess it didn't copy. Do that again. Copy. So let's see how this one is. So unable to find image, pulling. Okay, so currently it's pulling the Docker. All right. And similar to just how we do any sort of install. Now I believe from what, okay, so downloaded, new image, installing Captain service. Okay. I believe there is a couple more steps, but we'll have to see. So I'll let you know once we are done and we'll check it out. All right, so once that's done, it takes a little bit of time, like a minute or so, but then you can go ahead and open up your server on port 3000. Going to prompt you for a password. The default password is Captain 24, or is it 42? I think it's 42. Yeah, Captain 42 is the default password. And then it's going to say, congratulations, you have installed Caprover successfully, but you still have to assign a domain and finish HTTP setup to fully set up Caprover. You can set up your Caprover instance in two ways, command line or commanded. On your local machine, simply run npm Caprover, followed by Caprover server, then followed by the guide. Use the panel below. This is a 9-guarded version of the command line. Use this method only for purposes of experimentation. All right, so first things first, you're going to want to go here and to settings, and you can change your password. Now, one thing to note too is you'll see here Caprover Pro upgrade to take advantage of some features. So if I click here, yeah, I guess there is a Caprover Pro. So unlike Coolify, where it's like open source and they don't have like a pro version on where they're monetizing, etc., I think it's a bit different. Try for updates, create backup, Nginx configuration allows you to set custom configurations for your Nginx router. This allows highly customization levels in terms of caching, special. Okay, so basic config location, Caprover location in Nginx container. So yeah, you can change your password here, just cleanup. And then just to look at some of these tabs here, we got that dashboard. We got our apps, we got monitoring, so load balancing stats, total requests, active connections, active requests, waiting requests, net data monitoring tool. We got our clusters here, so Docker registry configuration. Setting up Docker registry is only required if you plan to run your Caprover on a cluster for a single node. Caprover deployments. Docker registry is not recommended as it makes the deployment significantly slower. Different nodes, add self-hosted registry, add remote registry. All right, so let's go ahead and see if this works. Let's go and create an app. So we can just call this test. And you could select test persistent data and then select from one-click apps database. So let's go ahead and do that. You'll see here, just like Coolify, just like Dokploy and all these other apps, they have some templates here. So we have tools like Active Pieces, AppSmith, All right, we have Bitwarden, Bot Press. We have the cal.com, Cloudflare DDNS, Cloudflare Tunnel. We have Discourse. We have a good amount of apps here. File Browser, Flagsmith, FileZilla, Form.io, Ghostfolio, GitLab. We have IMG Proxy, Joplin, Jupyter, TensorFlow. Let's see, I'm just trying to see if we have... Yeah, there is a lot here. Minio, MongoDB. Okay, yep, so we do have N8N, SQLite, and N8N. Microsoft SQL, MySQL, Nginx Redirect, Nginx Reverse Proxy, NoCodeDB. So honestly, we have Redis. They probably do have the most like one-click apps out of all of them. As you can see here, there is a lot. So I'm just going to go ahead and install one of our favorites on this channel. If you're new here, you don't know, you can check out some of my other videos, but I've done a lot of videos on N8N. It's a great tool. It's like an alternative to make.com and Zapier. So once we click that, we can see our app name, version, time zone, environment. All right, all these other variables. I'm just going to go ahead and deploy. So registering DB, configuring DB volumes, deploying DB, registering N8N, configuring N8N volumes, ports, environment variables, deploying N8N. Might take a while. So pretty seamless deployment process so far, at least for the one-click apps. And, you know, it is almost done here. Okay, so N8N has successfully been deployed. It may take a while before you can start and have access to it and set up your account at N8N dot. Please enable HTTPS and WebSocket support. All right, so we can see here our apps. We got N8N and N8N DB. All right, so we have these two apps here. You can see persistent data, instance count, tags, last deployment. If I click on it right here on the N8N app, we will see HTTP settings, app configs. All right, all the information here. Deployment. You can see the deployment, app logs, method, official CLI, tarball, deployment using GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab. Right, so different options here. If we go to HTTP settings, we can see enable HTTPS, enable or remove. So these are, so I just actually added in, just to test things out, a domain here, because as you can see, it's saying localhost right here, and I want a VPS, so I actually added the domain. So you just put your domain here, make sure it's obviously pointing to the IP within your Cloudflare or DNS servers, and then connect the domain. You can see here the container port right here. You can see /HTTPS by redirecting all HTTP traffic to HTTPS, WebSocket support, edit HTTP basic auth. All right, you can save and restart if needed. Let's just go to the domain that I just connected to see if it works. Okay, perfect. There we go. We got N8N, which N8N is a great app. If you don't know much about N8N, check out some of my other videos. It's amazing. I love it. I use it every single day. So yeah, that is great. All right, so let's just say you want to install your Node.js or Next.js app. So what you would do is you would just create a new app here. I just created one called Test, as you can see here. All right, once you do that, you're actually going to want to go back to the dashboard. And you're going to want to configure your root domain to Caprover. So go into your DNS settings and put your domain right here. All right. So as you can see, just follow this doing an A record, Caprover root IP, your IP address. So you could do a wildcard, or just point it there and update your domain. So at that point, you should be able to access the Caprover instance from your domain. Okay, after that, you can go to the Caprover docs right here. Like I said, this will be in the description down below. And you're going to want to install Caprover CLI. So this is assuming you have npm installed on your local machine or desktop or whatever, laptop. Simply run add sudo if needed. So let's just say we had a Next.js applications, open up here. I could just run npm install -g caprover. So we can just run this. And you'll see it's going to be installing the Caprover CLI. All right, so once it's actually installed, you could go ahead and run Caprover login. It will ask you for the URL of the address you just added to Caprover. For the sake of this video, I'm just putting captain.captain.localhost. Password, I just put captain42, and then Caprover machine name with whom the login credentials are stored locally. Boom. Then from this point on, you could go and you could cd it into your app directory, say if like your Next.js or Node.js app. All right, and then what you're gonna want to do is you would want to scroll down here to Captain. So you can visit Captain Rover in the browser, set custom parameters for your app, such as environment variables, and do much more. For details regarding deployment, please see CLI docs. For details on Captain definition file, you can see the file Captain definition file. So you would need the Captain definition file. Okay, and yeah, so you can see here more information on the CLI commands such as login and deploy, which we're going to do in just a second. All right, so here is the Captain definition file. So there's basic one, simple version, and then advanced version. So essentially just because, say if you have a Node.js or Next.js app and Caprover deploys using Docker files. So this essentially will you can add this to your Node.js or Next.js app. And okay, so within your app you would just create a file, so you see called captain-definition. Once you create that file, you would just add this right here. All right, so you can see if I go into my notepad, you would just have this and you would put this in your Captain definition app. One thing to note too is you want to copy this last line and paste it here and just change this to build if you're going to build the app as well. And once you have your Captain definition file in your app, and all you would simply do is just run the CLI command Caprover deploy. All right, and then it would start deploying your app. So I just wanted to give you a few different some info if you are going to be deploying those type of apps. That's how you would do it within Caprover. Once you do that, you could go ahead and look at the logs and see your app being deployed. Okay, so other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for the basics of Caprover, how to get started using it. Like I said, it's an alternative to apps like Coolify, Dokploy, Vercel, etc. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about Caprover in the description down below. If you like it, if you tried the other apps like Coolify, Dokploy, what your personal favorite is for your alternative to Vercel, Heroku, Netlify, etc. So other than that, guys, if you're new to this channel, we upload videos every single day on AI, automation, self-hosting, different tools, business, marketing, sales, etc. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, whether you're a developer, you're an entrepreneur, you're in marketing, sales, whatever the case is, or you're an AI enthusiast or AI automation expert, Make sure to smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. If you have any issues, let me know and I'll try to help you out best way possible. Also, if you're new here and you haven't already, joined our free community, Stride Community. Link for that will be in the description down below, stridecommunity.com. We have about 750 to 800 members in our free Facebook group and free Discord channel. Also, too, guys, if you haven't checked out my book yet, Client Acquisition Code, link for that will be in the description. Other than that, guys, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Keep hustling, keep grinding, and of course, guys, accelerate your stride. Take care.